What's up, YouTube? My name is Talon, and today I'm here to give an overall review over Tales of the Underworld. So, first off, I'll start off with Asajj Ventress' story, and then I'll give you a review over what I thought about Cad Bane's story. So, the Asajj Ventress, I was initially going into this kind of excited to know like what story they were going to tell. I was hoping to see something from her Jedi era and then, fast forward to how she came back to life and then her life either after the Empire or like during the Empire era. I only got like a few of those things. Of course, we found out how she came back to life, and we got a little story of her during the Empire era. We didn't get anything from like when she was a Jedi, which that's a little detail that not a lot of people know, is that she was a former Jedi who left the Order. But this story was kind of underwhelming. I honestly hate how short these episodes are. Also, I think they should just do the full length episodes like they do for every other animation series, between 20 and 24 minutes. I don't know why, we have some 15-minute episodes, but the story of her taking this kid, I think his name is Lyko. At first I thought it was one of the kids that worked with Ahsoka and who was taken to Ilum to like build his own lightsaber and stuff with all the other little younglings. But I think this is just a completely new Jedi who survived Order 66, which is fine. But with the story that was given to us, I was hoping to know more about the Jedi path, even though I didn't exactly get what I wanted in the beginning. But we didn't really get anything more, because as soon as like the kid was being dropped off to like go to the Jedi path, he decided to stay with Ventress. So I mean, possibly we could get a Ventress series with her and this kid, because that's what they like to do. And whether it's Star Wars or Marvel, they like to have a older mentor figure with a younger apprentice. That's just the whole like cliche thing of like what they're doing for everything. But I would have liked to know more about the Jedi path and like who's all involved with it, what Jedis has survived, because the Jedi path side plot also ties into the Jedi Fallen Order games with Cal Kestis, because he's also searching for the Jedi path or a way to help it. And so I think that would have been the perfect opportunity to give us more story on that. But then again, we just had a filler story with Ventress where we didn't really learn a whole lot. I'm kind of disappointed with this. I was disappointed with Tales of the Empire. I have not watched the Cad Bane part yet, but I'm actually about to watch it after this recording. I just wanted to share my quick review over it. But so far I think Tales of the Jedi has done the best story, and then they also kept it in line with the timeline too. So like the first episode was Ahsoka as a baby, and then you had like the 3 Dooku episodes, and then the last 2 episodes were Ahsoka's, because that was like the farthest in the timeline. Alrighty, so I just finished the Cad Bane story. I would say this story was a little better than the Ventress story and a little more interesting. I think this was kind of the backstory of Cad Bane that I would have liked. Of course, it was a smaller story. It didn't really connect to the bigger bounty hunter world of like what he was doing during the Clone Wars. It was just a personal story, and I liked it. It was more of like a Western thing of like how he got started. So like now I can see from where he started to how he was in the Clone Wars to his ultimate death during the Book of Boba Fett, which I think he might still be alive or something. I kind of forget. I only watched the Book of Boba Fett like one time, For the most part, I did enjoy a lot of those episodes, but it's just like once they brought in the Mandalorian, Din Djarin, and he took over like 2 episodes, I'm like, this isn't even really the Boba Fett series that I really wanted. But all in all, Tales of the Underworld, it was okay. It was a little more underwhelming. I kind of had the same feeling of how I felt about the Tales of the Empire series. The trailer kind of hyped me up. I didn't do a reaction for this trailer, unfortunately, for Tales of the Underworld, but I did do a reaction to Tales of the Empire, and I was super hyped up, especially for the Vader scene. And that was like literally the only Vader scene that we got in Tales of the Empire. But from this, I was really expecting more. So, but it is what it is. I think Tales of the Jedi was probably the most fleshed out and the best series that they've done when it comes to the Tales of series. So the next ones that I would like to see is hopefully like a Tales of the Sith story, actual Tales of the Bounty Hunter story, maybe like a Boba Fett story where he gets the dent in his helmet from Cad Bane. I think that would be cool to actually see, because that was a canceled arc in Clone Wars. I think season 8 that they were working on before it all got canceled. But something like that, or even like a Aura Singh episode for Tales of the Bounty Hunters. I think that would be cool. They could even do another season of Tales of the Jedi and show like Order 66 survivors. But there's just so much that they can do with the Tales of. And, of course, I'm going to watch it. I just think that they should focus more on the story and flesh out these stories, make them a little bit longer. Even if you give 10 more minutes to each episode, I think it would really help out a lot more. But I think I like this series a little more than I did Tales of the Empire, because Morgan Elsbeth's story I could pass on. And then Barriss Offee, her story was like super underwhelming for me. Like, I really didn't enjoy her story. So I think if I had to like choose, I would rather watch Ventress and Cad Bane's story. But at the end of the day, Tales of the Jedi is my favorite. Like, if you ever known me from like way back in the day, you would know that I was never the biggest Dooku fan. But with Tales of the Jedi, it brought more to his story, and it made me enjoy his character way more than I ever have. So, and then of course you get Ahsoka in there with a great story, especially how it shows that Anakin was kind of training her to survive Order 66 without like intentionally to train her to do that, but he did. So Tales of the Jedi is of course my favorite. We should be getting Visions in September again. I did hear that we're also getting another Lego movie, Rebuild the Galaxy, like part 2 or something like that. We'll be getting another one of that. So definitely expect some reactions for the trailers for those whenever we do get them. Video games wise, they did just release a like massive game where like you get a bunch of games like the Jedi Outcast games, the KOTOR games, which is weirdly enough only available on the Switch, along with the first Force Unleashed game, Jedi Power Battles, the Jango Fett Bounty Hunter game. For PlayStation, you get like 6 games along with Republic Commando, which most of them I've already played on the PlayStation, so it's really no point of me buying that. I was really hoping that we would get the KOTOR game and the Force Unleashed games in our package too, but the Switch port is 9 games versus PlayStation where we're getting 6. So I don't know, I was definitely disappointed with that, but hopefully they're still going to do the KOTOR remake and then eventually release it in 2026, 2027. I haven't heard much about it. Still hoping to get another Jedi Fallen Order game along with that Jedi Eclipse game, because I haven't heard anything from that in so long. But we'll see. Hopefully, they're still working on those games. And then movies wise, We got The Mandalorian and Grogu releasing this Christmas, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Ahsoka Season 2 coming out next year. We got Jedi Starfighter with Ryan Gosling. So there's a lot of Star Wars content that's coming out. And of course, as a Star Wars fan, I'm going to be here for it. So I'm still always excited for Star Wars. I just think that some projects, like, they really need to put more love into, because, I don't know, this Tales of the Underworld really wasn't it for me. If I had to rank it, it'll probably be like a 6.5 out of 10, if anything. Nothing that I would necessarily revisit and rewatch. Like, I find myself coming back to rewatch the Ahsoka episodes and the Dooku episodes, but I haven't rewatched Tales of the Empire, and I probably won't rewatch Tales of the Underworld. But, it's just one of those series that's going to get tossed to the side for me. But other than that, let me know in the comments what you guys thought about Tales of the Underworld. Did you enjoy it? Do you like these characters? Let me know. If you definitely made it this far in the video, give me a like, please. Of course, don't forget to subscribe, because I am currently running a giveaway at 200 subscribers once I get to that. And then we're also going to be doing more giveaways throughout the success of this channel. So stay tuned for everything else, and I'll see you in the next video, guys. See you later.